Peace, family. Cooling with the Completist and my brother Spawn Prince. Yes, we coming to y'all today with some good news, some real criticism, some beautiful knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do, and we got a little haul for y'all today. It ain't nothing heavy, but it's gonna keep you. Um, it's gonna make you want to get them. You know what I'm saying? But either way, man, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm already you.
Man, just living, man. Trying to make these moves, these grown man moves, brother. That's all I'm trying to do, man. I know you doing the same,
Always,
bro. It's good to see you,
always,
man.
always. You as well, man. Been a minute. Been a nice little minute. Life,
You
life,
know,
life,
life,
life be getting to us. Yeah, life be getting to us
life.
to that day where this is all we'll be able to do. This right here is just what we'll be able to do every day, all day.
And it's gonna always, and this is, and this is just, it's what we need. You know what I'm saying? I know that you love doing this, I love doing this, and the people that listen love hearing it. They need this. It's just stuff that it's just a way to express. You know what I mean? Especially talking about stories, talking about art. You know what I'm saying? Literature. That's what this is all about. It's like a online book club in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But before we started the show, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother was I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. But me and my brother was talking about, the movie Black Adam. Now, spoiler warning, we are gonna be discussing the film in detail. You know what I mean? The movie has been out for a week now, so we can do that. So
So
first off,
I'm gonna
go
get
ahead,
my
yeah, go,
take on
let her
that.
go.
I'm gonna give y'all this comic news real quick before we jump into that. For everybody
The
that's a
suspense is
fan,
killing me.
I know he's a fan, but y'all know Kal-El is coming back.
Yes,
Action Comics, um, 1051. We getting a new super family, which I don't
bruh.
understand, and it doesn't make any damn sense to me. Where
Well,
all these
just
other
wait.
Kryptonians, where all these motherfucking Kryptonians come from? Um,
You know, not
but
to
we'll
cut you
see.
off, bro. Not to cut you off, bro. But you know what I want them to bring back, though. I want them to bring back the Daxamites, bro. They need to bring back the Kryptonians' cousins, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was a decent. That listen, they can expand so much. They can expound so much on that, man. You
That's
don't
like
think so?
saying no. That's listen. They already bringing back Captain Marvel and his goddamn family, and they only doing that because that movie coming out. So that's why
Oh
they
yeah,
doing that. And then they like, oh well, we can't have Shazam, who we don't really use that often in books, but we gonna give him back his family. And Batman has a family, but Superman ain't really got one. So we gotta make Superman, who's quote unquote our poster boy, we gotta get him a family too. Like, all
you
right.
know they had.
The
You know they
Amazons got
had
the
Kara.
Amazons. No, the Amazons
You
got
know
all the
they.
Amazons. Green Lanterns got all they damn things. Superman, only one they got like a clone and a cousin and a
Yeah,
mom and a dad. You know, so they was
and
like, let's make some
crypto.
more, and let's make
And
some more. That's
crypto.
what that was. Aside from the rest of that trash, I only want to discuss the rest of it. I mean, they restarted Invincible Iron Man, and they only did that because of Riri.
I kind
They
of
do
feel
another
like,
Wolverine event with a whole bunch of different versions of him in it.
but to go into more detail on the Iron Man shit though, one thing I do like about the Iron Man comics, especially as of like late, like in the last 5 years, I should say, the thing that excites me the most about Iron Man comics is the suits, bro. The like, listen, one thing you can say about Tony Stark, bro, is that this man is going to create a suit out of something. It don't matter what it is. He gonna
Lead.
figure out a way. He'll figure out a way to create a motherfucking suit. And every time they show him creating these suits, it'd be so dope just to see him talk about it in detail. That's one thing I can say about Iron Man comics that I like, because that's one thing they always stick to when they write his shit.
I get that same feeling from when I read Richards in books or Doctor
Yeah,
Doom in books. I get that
yeah.
same feeling. Like, yeah. Like I don't read
They keep
I don't
that
read
formula.
Fantastic Four, but I just like when Reed is in a book, he's featured in somebody else's book, or they're doing like a world event or something like that, and he's in there doing some tinkering type shit. I love
Yeah,
reading the dialogue when he's going into detail about it.
yeah,
I
definitely.
really do. Hmm.
Reed is a different level intelligence, bro. But that's the different topic. So he so he talked about the Shazam getting his little comic runs or whatever. Black Adam has his comic run going on currently.
Which
I
is
think
okay.
they're
Which
just
is
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
decent
which is
run.
it's decent. It's not trash. Um,
Trash.
and it's not, and you know how they like to do when they come out with comic books when the new movie is out. They like to kind of mirror it to the movie, so you basically like you watching the movie, but you reading it in a comic book way.
Hmm.
They not doing that with the Black Adam comic. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
as
Like, okay,
well.
yeah,
Hmm.
I appreciate that. But
Because
speaking of Black Adam,
they got a Thor Love and Thunder comic coming out that's a direct adaptation from the
I'm not
movie.
reading.
I'm like, well, why? Who wanted that?
It's probably something that you could have to collect, but
It's
there
a
ain't no point
yeah.
in reading
I was about to say it's got to be like something for collector purposes because I was like a direct adaptation. Why not just go watch the trash movie? What?
it.
What? What?
I listen. I agree. I don't really care for comics that are like a direct adaptation of a film. You know what I'm saying? Unless it came out after the film was created. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I really appreciate that. And speaking of Black Adam, man, we can't keep stalling on the subject of Black Adam, bro. We got to talk about it. Now, before I get started, I want to say that I ranked the film, my personal ranking of the film was a 7.3. That was my ranking of the film. And the reason why I ranked the film that high is really because the action was A1. Now, the action, the visuals, all of the cinematography for it was dope. The visuals was crazy. Some of the CGI was a little wonky in little parts, but overall, it was definitely a dope visual. Now, I don't. Nah, this is what I said. This is what I mean when I said that I don't really know what people expect from The Rock when it comes to his acting because he is one that sticks to his formula. You feel what I'm saying? He never tried to exceed or what I'm saying go lower than what I'm saying his formula. And I feel like with Black Adam is a serious character, but he has trauma. You feel what I'm saying? And I kind of do feel like he should have showed more emotion, what I'm saying, throughout the film. He was a little bit too blank, too, he was being The Rock for real. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the acting from everybody else really wasn't that bad. Aldous Hodge did a decent job. I just feel like they should have, when it comes to the directing, they should have had they should have had all of the characters, act like those characters differently, if that makes sense. Like I wasn't satisfied with how they were portrayed. Not even Doctor Strange, with taking off the helmet every 5 seconds.
Doctor Strange wasn't in it, but you
Not
know.
Doctor Strange, Doctor Fate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fried. but
Mm-hmm.
even Doctor Fate, you taking off the damn helmet every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like it was out of character. It didn't really read to me. But how do you feel about the film, brother?
My overall rating for the film was a 5. Um,
I kind of felt that coming.
the reason I gave it a 5 is because it was not. Listen, I got my standards high, like pretty much anybody else should in the comic world, because I have a strong belief that if if you make something that's trash and people keep eating it up and going for it, then you don't really need to do anything better. You can just keep making them trash and they'll just keep going for it. That's what I believe. So
which is a good point.
I believe in set your standards high, and then when you set them high and you know they give you something and they excel it, then it's like that. That's kind of what Marvel did in a way. Marvel started off very strong and was at the top when it came to comic book movies and got us all roped in. But because they got so big, they went out there and was like, let's try this trash thing and see what happened. And everybody ate up the trash. Everybody ate up the trash as well. So then they was like, oh well, then they just don't give a damn. We just gonna do this. We just gonna do whatever. And that's where Marvel has become now, and that's why we get stuff like Love and Thunder. That's where we get it now. With Black Adam, with DC,
Fair.
I was helping something a little more, seeing how we've had a nice amount, a fair decent amount, a plethora of comic book movies and TV shows now, to where you could have watched something, you could have went a different route with a
Yeah.
lot of things. Him being serious, I'm okay with that because that is to some degree Black Adam. He really did lose himself to the emotions and the powers of the god to where it was like whatever. I'm okay with that because this is coming from somebody who loved Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator Judgment Day, who really didn't talk and didn't really show no emotion. I was all right with that. My problems with it was strictly just an action movie. The Justice League of America really had no place point at all.
No,
Like really,
they just came out of nowhere. It seemed like
it was just like, well, who else can we have in the movie with Black Adam? Let's just put them in here. You know, let's throw them here. Hawkman, for majority of the time where he was on screen, he was getting folded. He was getting the crap beat out of him most of the time. Dude was a hypocrite. Like, you know, don't kill. Heroes don't kill. And then it was like, you kill. All of y'all. What? Like, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman has even killed in their own individual movies, which to some degree, I don't know how they line up with this timeline or wherever they at, but it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
right.
Like, as far as the DC universe, bro, like, these heroes is killing. Like, did you not see Superman snap Zod's neck?
Right.
Like what are you on? But you know, and he's getting folded. Fate, he taking the helmet off, which is weird because Naboo don't allow you to do that. And then they genuinely used him and literally just copied what they seen Strange do in Endgame and Infinity War. Dude was up there looking at different timelines for outcomes. Like, we've seen this before. He made the little crystal things. He made the little copies of himself. It's like, bro, y'all.
They didn't even
Like,
show the Ankh is the Ankh as much as they should have to try to show the difference
it was
between him
like,
and Strange. You
right?
feel me?
Y'all didn't show anything that separated him from Strange at all. Y'all just literally just was like, y'all. We watched the Strange movies and different scenes with Strange in it, and it was like, oh yeah, we could have Fate do that. Yo, it was a copy and paste job. Let's have him do the same thing. It was like, what, really? Like, come on now.
Yeah, man.
The kid and the skateboard
was annoying.
Was annoying as hell, and it served no meaning and no point at fucking all. They should have just left that completely out of the whole damn thing. I know people will argue like, oh, and try and give me these lame and weird ass excuses. What they will, in their opinion, would chalk up as a good point for that. But I got nothing, like, at all.
Bro, listen, I do feel like the dialogue was kind of slow. It's weird. It was slow and rushed at the same time. I just feel like there was no real. Yeah, there was no. They didn't sit. Like there was no setting. Like they didn't show us where in the timeline they are in the DCEU. I do agree with you. Like they didn't show us where like what time period. I'm assuming that it's modern day time. You know what I'm saying? Considering all the technology.
I'm assuming that it's modern day time based off the spoiler that they said Superman apparently
in that too, right? And
you know,
right.
and it's like, well, because I mean, okay, but I wanted to see more Adam Smasher, who seemed
Yeah,
like to some degree they just like was like, hey, like
at least
the scene with him running, it was like y'all really just took Ant-Man and copied it, man.
they could at least gave us a little backstory. You know what I'm saying? Like they did give a
A
little
minor
backstory, but they just
backstory,
talked about it. They
a
talked
minor
about it.
backstory of each of them, and it just was like Hawkman. They didn't. I don't think anybody picked up a book and read anything about the JLA other than probably Rock, which he tweeted out showing himself reading the Black Adam trade and
Hmm.
things like that. But it's like I don't think anybody else picked up a book and got any kind of their lore or maybe even a tiny bit of the source material, because if they did, Hawkman wouldn't have been getting folded through the whole movie. He
Hmm.
actually puts up a decent, better fight with Black Adam in the series than he did in this movie. For him, and it was crazy because he was the main other half. He genuinely was literally the other half of this movie. It was like,
And they didn't
but
give us
he was either
nothing.
talking or getting slid.
Or arguing or debating. You know what I'm saying? They're
That's my
trying to
point. That all
be
I'm
trying to
gonna
be
chalk.
smooth.
I'm gonna chalk all that up on the talking. Like he's either talking, and when he wasn't talking, dude was face down somewhere or getting the hell beat out of him. I was like, what the hell, man?
But don't let me. But don't get us wrong though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like he did look raw. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he
Like,
looked dope as hell.
yeah,
All
he
of them
looked
did.
dope
They
as
all
right.
looked extremely
Everybody,
good.
yeah, like everybody looked raw. But the whole, it's not even their fault, man. It's the writers and the directors' fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's their fault that these things just aren't executed properly. You know what I mean? It's a movie that I'll watch again though. I'll definitely watch
Yeah,
it again just for the action. You
I'm
feel
gonna
me?
watch it again for the action purposes,
Yeah,
because the
just for the
action,
action.
it was an action movie.
Yeah.
It was like what's the one that
They
came out a
gave
couple years ago?
they gave us a good backstory for Black Adam. I like how they went in and out from, what I'm saying, back and forth from the past to the present. That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I meant when I made a post on Facebook in the group. I said that like basically Rotten Tomatoes has said that the high score for the movie on Rotten Tomatoes was just because of the action. And I was like, well, that can't be true because there was some backstory to the film, you know what I'm saying? But the action was the high point of the film, you know what I'm saying? Was the
And
best
that
part of the film.
and I got it. That's what I was saying. Like few years back, Expendables 1 and 2 with Sylvester Stallone and his crew. Their high point of those two movies was just the action. They were action movies. As
Yeah.
little dialogue as they possibly can, as little backstory as they possibly can, and just give you straightforward, raw, non-stop action. That's what this was. That's exactly what Black
Yeah.
Adam was to me.
And that
Everybody
and that's
looked
fine.
good. Everybody looked good. We got some good visual effects. Some CGI was all of that. And it honestly could have been better as a silent movie than an actual fucking movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Honestly,
Fuck
they could have did it
around.
where the screen went blank, like the old school, where screen get blank and then the writing go up on the screen about the dialogue that's taking place in the scene, and then come back into the action. They could have did it like that, and it would have been still just as good. But I guess they wanted to probably do something to separate themselves going in at the end, because at the end of the month, going in to separate themselves, because we are getting ready for Wakanda in that
Mm-hmm.
following month. And they didn't want to
Yep.
do anything that was going to be like, oh,
Next
well,
week.
this, and this. And it's like, well, here we are 2 weeks afterwards, and now we going straight into Wakanda. It's like, okay. So I'm guessing they're banking at it on that, Wakanda is going to be kind of the same as the first Black Panther. So I guess they wanted to separate themselves with just saying, let's get them an action movie more so, you know,
Yeah. They don't want to
which,
really compete, you know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
not trying to really compete.
And that's what
You
people
know.
people didn't get with DC. DC was never trying to compete with Marvel in movies. They was just trying to do something to separate themselves to make them stand out away from Marvel.
Yeah, they
That's
know
what that was.
they know overall they can't compete. But like I said, my
No.
favorite. No,
They
listen, my
can.
favorite.
They
They
can.
can, they can.
They just don't want to.
They just. And my thing is that they if they even if they wanted to,
Man,
it's too late
they got
now. Shit.
is they got the. I mean, that's the thing. They got to start over, but they got the money. They got the resources. They got all the same
Yeah,
things Marvel got. They can do
yeah,
some good CGI. They can do big events and stick straight to the source material. If Marvel can make
yeah.
Endgame and Infinity War and bring all those characters together, there's no doubt in my mind that DC could have did the same thing on screen with a war on Crisis on Infinite Earths or something like that.
Yeah,
With
they
and
could have
pull together
instead of
movies
instead
and
of that
TV shows.
CW shit. Instead of that
Yeah,
CW shit.
yeah. But then
Yeah,
you look at it, and I actually went back and looked at it, and I was like, when you think about it, they instead of doing it with their live action, they did it with their anime. That Justice League,
yeah.
Dark Side War, and
hmm
Green Lantern, and Justice League,
Apocalypse. Yeah.
all those new 52 movies, that all was basically just their first phase competition with going up into Endgame. That was what
hmm
that's what theirs was.
And
Teen Titans
I
and
said
all that.
before, y'all don't get me wrong. Some of my favorite comic book films of all time are DC movies. You know what I'm saying? Watchmen, V for Vendetta. You know what I'm saying? Those are to me the greatest comic book movies of all time. Like I can't. There ain't no debate when it come to that shit. When it come to me, you know what I'm saying? That's just
For,
I'm gonna put that out there.
for me, my best comic book movies of all time. My number one gotta still stay. I gotta stay with Spawn as number one.
Spawn
Came
up
out in
there.
the '90s. Came out in the '90s. It was you gotta take for what it is as a grain of salt. Being in the '90s for what it was like this is. I'm
That's
gonna
just
take it.
iconic. That's just
I'm gonna take
iconic.
it. Blade 1 and 2 are definitely on that list.
That shit up there. Definitely.
Hellboy 1 and 2 are definitely on my
Definitely.
list.
Definitely.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are definitely on my list.
What's the name?
And
300?
Watchmen,
Watchmen.
300, V for
Mm-hmm.
Vendetta. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of favorite comic book movies before we got into Marvel. And if y'all know me, y'all know my favorite all time
Constantine
favorite
too.
Marvel. Yes, my all time favorite Marvel movie is Winter Soldier. That was my all time favorite Marvel movie. I don't
and
like
I
no Marvel movie
mhm.
more than that. None.
and I and I used to really when I used to hear people say that shit, I used to be like, I used to really be confused. Like, how do y'all believe that shit? And you know what I mean? Like, how do you believe that? And now after a while, after watching the movie more and more time progressing, how the film isn't really a bad watch after a long time. It's still a good film. I actually like a few weeks ago, I watched the second phase with my sons, like the end of the first phase and then the second phase with my sons, like starting with Civil War, not like Winter Soldier and then Avengers and then Civil War. Um, but I don't know, man. It's just it's just weird. It's just I just always felt like I just thought that Captain America was really a boring character.
He is.
Then yeah. Then the first Captain America movie I didn't like.
Nobody
Um,
did.
yeah, I didn't like it. But
I think the big three opening origin movies, um, Iron Man had the best one. He had the best opening movie,
yeah,
and then his next two was like
I
trash.
didn't like. I didn't like
Cap
the. I
Cap
like the second
had
one was alright, but the third one sucked.
Cap had a terrible opening movie, a great second movie, and
Mm-hmm.
then that was it. I don't care what nobody say. Civil War is not a Captain America movie.
Yeah, I knew you was about to say that.
That is an Avengers movie. That is not a Captain America movie. That is Avengers Civil War. That is what that movie is called. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Cap had two movies. Cap had two. And then Thor just had the plethora of getting a short straw with all of his just being trash. And Ragnarok, sadly, if you watch all of them in together, Ragnarok is probably the best one.
It is the best one, no doubt,
If you watch
definitely,
all
no
of
doubt,
them, like
no doubt.
I'm never. I don't think I will ever shit through the shitstorm that was Dark World again. I probably won't, but you know what I'm saying.
So
But whatever. But overall, yeah, I think, and that's why when people say Marvel, I break it up like that. That's why when I say character wise, Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, the fact that Bale is still terrible, he did have the best 3 movie trilogy.
yeah.
All Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and it wasn't Bale that made his movies. People
Yeah.
like, oh well, for the people that hate him, Bale was so terrible as Batman. Yes, but Bale didn't make his movies. His villains
No, he
made his
didn't.
movies.
Yeah, his
Ra's al
villains made
Ghul, Joker, Bane. His villains made his movies.
him.
His villains not.
His villains make his stories. His villains really are the is what make Batman so popular for real. Like honestly,
It is.
Batman is a popular character. Everybody loved Batman, but if it wasn't for his villains, if it wasn't for Joker, it wasn't for death of a family. You know what I'm saying? Killing joke. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for these villains, you know what I'm saying, there wouldn't be no Batman would have died a long time ago. So I
Spider
get
Man.
why they ain't killing him yet.
Spider
Spider Man
Man.
too.
Toby had a good run up until they gave him that shitty ass part 3.
Yeah, I don't
So
know what they was doing with that one.
he would have had a good
I
one.
get it though. I get it though, man. They just made Venom look weird. He looked like Spider Man, but just black. You know what I'm saying? Like it just he was
Transformers.
same size, and
Transformers had a good run up until they got, know what? Now I think about it, we should just go ahead and do a show on that and another day where we
yeah.
just comic book movies and movies that killed the franchise after the second movie. Like, this seems like after the
Yep.
second movie, they just go down after that. They just like get
Because they try to be. I don't know, man.
it's
The
like
movie
they riding
industry
that
is
wave.
cheap. The movie industry is low key cheap, even though they budget sometimes be high as fuck. They like way get cheap when the saga, you know what I'm saying, start to like grow. You know what I'm saying? Like they start trying to spend less money. You know what I mean? Unless they guaranteed to have that shit double time. You feel me? Like that. That just seems like how it is.
My thing is, Shazam is getting his own movie. Black Adam has his. They didn't really show nor talk about a tie-in between the two, which is
They
weird.
didn't. They didn't. No.
Because that's a direct link between the two. Yet somehow they spun that off to Superman being Black Adam's rival, which is weird. Because
Hey, look, I had this debate with somebody before. Go ahead and finish because I
if
want to
we
say something about that.
if we gonna make Superman the rival, on paper, Black Adam should win just based off the magic. And the reason I
That
say that is because this is a
Go
whole
ahead.
nother universe. This is not the comic book universe where Superman has his
Right.
built up resistance to magic and all of this, that, and the other. So off paper, it's like he should win. Um, but that's also the
He's
question. It's
won,
like,
but he's beat him. He's beat him more than once.
yes, and it's like, why would we bring Superman in before Shazam?
This is what I think, and I have had this debate with somebody because I said we all know that Shazam and Black Adam, you know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like they are rivals, but then again, I just feel like they are just one side of on the same coin. You feel what I'm saying? Like they're not even they don't they how many times do they fight? You know what I'm saying? How many times do Shazam and Black Adam fight? How many times do you think?
Mm,
Because
that's actually a
Superman,
flaw.
because
They've
Superman and
all
Batman are yeah. Go ahead.
Superman and Batman have fought more, and Superman has actually fought both of them individually more than they fought each other. Superman
That
has
but that
faced Black Adam more than them niggas has fought each other. He's faced
and that's
Shazam more
yeah.
than he.
And that's why I was saying that's in my debate. I had said that Superman and Black Adam are low key rivals. The reason why I said that they are rivals because this is how many times they fought in the power setting. You know what I'm saying? The tier of power. You know what I'm saying?
I would
That's
put
what made them rivals.
I would put No, Hawkman will technically still be Adam's rival as far as who he
I
fought
feel
with
like you can
most.
have multiple rivals though. I feel like you
Yeah,
can have
you
more than
can,
one.
but if we're gonna give Superman one, I think Black Adam will probably be a little lower on the list because I think Shazam, both Shazam and Green Lantern and Hal would be higher than that. Hal has fought Black Adam more than Superman.
But I don't think that it's really about how many times you fight. I really feel like the story behind the fights. You know what I'm saying? Like prime example.
That's the problem with that is most of Black Adam's story where him and Superman fight comes through a Shazam story.
Yeah, it does. You right.
That's where the problem comes in at with that. That's and I was hoping you didn't get to that, but that's where the issue comes in at. And it's like, well, what? And it's always a
It
reboot
is
though. It's
always
not.
between the it always is between
It's
them
like
three.
it's always a reboot because it's like only Black Adam and Shazam has like fought like once or twice where Billy already had the powers. Other than that, it's always a reboot where it's like, oh, Billy just now getting his powers. Billy's just now getting his powers. Oh,
I,
he's
I
just now getting his powers.
that they should have. I do feel you though. Like definitely when you said it is weird. You know what I'm saying, because of the simple fact that they could have at least mentioned, what I'm saying. The only thing they really mentioned that kind of tied to Shazam is the fact that he was chosen. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is that he wasn't imbued with the power with all of the wizards around. He was only imbued with the power of, what I'm saying, Shazam, you know what I'm saying, who was there. But he gave him the power of everybody, but there was only one present instead in Black Adam, all 10 of them, or I mean all 7 of them was present. You know what I'm saying? That was the little differences. But it was the same thing. That's really the only thing that we got because seeing in Shazam, we see the temple, we see the same spot where Black Adam, you know what I'm saying, went to. It's the same place. You know what I'm saying? That's really the only thing that they gave us. You know what I'm saying? That could tie the two together. They didn't. They and the mention of champions. You know what I'm saying? That's really it.
I just felt like we got the Shazam movie first. Then we get a Black Adam movie, which is basically his origin movie in a
Mm-hmm.
way. They should have just tied those two together in somehow. And because I would honestly love to see, the
I don't know
the
how. Shoot.
Shazam family try and fucking jump Black Adam.
I don't know how they gonna do that shit now.
I
What
don't know
Waller
how they're gonna
said,
do it now.
right? You know how what Waller said at the end of that movie, man.
Like, fucking Waller, bro.
bruh, this it's so many annoying
Look,
things that happened in this movie, but it was entertaining still. It entertained me.
if if DC make a dumbass decision and down the future somehow put Black Adam on a Suicide Squad,
I don't
I'll
think
be
they gonna do that.
I'm done. They might. They tried to do it in the book with Zod.
Yeah, you right.
They was trying to put Zod on the Suicide Squad with a kryptonite. Gonna talk about putting a kryptonite bomb in his neck.
Oh my goodness.
It was like
Man, all right. So overall, you get it a 5 out of 10, right?
5 out of 10.
Yeah, and overall, I give it a 7.3. That our it's a difference, but you ought to understand me and his opinions on films, man, by now. Especially when it comes to certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel him on a lot of shit though. Like so, don't get it twisted. I definitely do feel him on a lot of shit, but overall, I can understand and see the art in the film. No, definitely,
Oh yeah, I could
it
definitely see
was a
all of
different
that.
film.
But I mean, coming from a nice a nice haul, nice harvest of what comic book movies are now, with how the stepping stones are with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Marvel is on a decline, where they're not giving me the same exact thrills, rushes, and quality as they once was,
Oh, I
you
agree.
will
They really
still
aren't. They aren't giving
you
us the
will
same quality.
still
It's
you
still
will
connected though.
still put some type of better effort. You will be able to see that. Regardless, I know you want to separate yourself. You want to be different. but you would want to look and separate that and like to some degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But hold on, we don't got a lot of time though. For real, for real. I got like an hour on this recording. All right, so I told you we about to. I gotta start going in on these hauls, man. I'm gonna go a little bit fast. I got matter of fact, I got some cable too. You know what I'm saying? Some nice cable comics as well. But me and you know what I'm saying, we've been collecting Radiant Black, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been collecting Radiant Red, Radiant, you know, the what's the
Rotom.
third one? Yeah, that one. You know what I'm saying? We've been collecting them, you know what I'm saying? But I just got it because they just got back to in stock. I had to get volume 3, man. I had to get volume 3, bro. I had to get volume 3. I was waiting for a minute for this, you know what I'm saying? Radiant, man, Radiant Black, y'all. This is still recommended by me, definitely. Um, Next one, you know what I'm saying? This is for my brother, man. I had to start it, man. I have like probably 10 issues, 10 to 13 issues of this individual in my collection, man. But I was like, fuck it, I got to get the compendium. He too iconic, man. This need to be put up on a shelf.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That spawn.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
That's it, y'all. I don't need to show my haul. He did it for y'all. He did it for y'all. I don't need to show y'all my book. You don't need to show me see mine.
and I just want to say, man, because out of everybody that I've ever known or met in my life, this man is probably the biggest Spawn fan I've ever met,
Man.
or really ever known. For real. I've never seen anybody as a bigger Spawn fan as this man. And I
Hey.
just want to say, just as a form, as a fan of Spawn 2, you know what I'm saying, I have to say that the character is so great because of the fact that it's still ongoing, the same writer, you know what I'm saying, same creator. And it's not even about the main character being black either. You can't even tell he's black because he's deformed the whole damn series. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that don't even matter. But when it comes to the story, you know what I'm saying, the consistency,
Man. Now people
they
don't
don't
understand my argument with that. Spawn
they
has
don't
one of
make
the
it
most
like this no more.
consistent stories. They break it up like they get with the times where they break it up into
Yeah,
different sagas and different arcs and stuff.
hmm
But the story is so consistent. It's
definitely.
like you don't get really no gaps. And when you did get a gap, we got a gap, and the only reason we got a gap in the honestly, we got that gap and it was bad is because they changed the main character. No
hmm
lie. When they killed Al Simmons, when he killed himself off, and they gave us Jim Downing, the whole Jim Downing run was the only gap where it was like, this is garbage. This is trash. This is doo doo. But
And
that
then
was
they
it.
corrected themselves.
Yes.
Which is always appreciated. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's not fan service. That is acknowledging your mistake. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? There's a difference. But yeah, man, I had to get that, you know what I'm saying, McFarlane and Capullo, bro. I had to cop that compendium, man. And
Absolutely.
the last trade, I had to get that Vader Volume 1, man. Now I have about 15 issues of Vader, bro. I just was like, I gotta get I'm not even about to try to chase down the single issues no more. I'm about to just collect the trades,
That's
bro.
I forget which one that is. I don't know what year that is. I think that's like
2000, it's
2017,
2018, yeah, 2018, I believe.
18, yeah, 17 or 18 run. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Regardless of which one it is,
2018 run.
it's still a great run.
This was
Still a
the
great
run
run.
that got me like, man, this nigga Vader is untouchable. Like the
Mm-hmm.
only reason why he even died in the first was because he wanted to. Like,
People don't understand that.
right? Like, people don't get it. Like, Vader is just that powerful, bro. Like, he wanted to die. That's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
And just to bust through these cables, man. Man, listen, Cable, you know how I feel about Cable,
Those
dog.
are in really nice shape, and the color's still popping on them.
Yeah, man. All of them first print. Ooh. I still gotta put them in, they goddamn, homes, bro. And the thing about the art, though, and you know how people be blowing down on, left field or left field, however you say his name. Hey, the group that.
My only thing with him or with his art, man, was the muscles. I just think he had a
Mm-hmm.
thing where he wants to overdo it with the muscles. Cause like you don't even see it within like the female characters. Like they're overly
Yeah,
masculine.
yeah, yeah. And I get
Shit,
it.
like if he drew a female character and he did a cutoff point where it was like it stopped directly at her boob, and all you could see was like from that point down, you would think it was a guy character. You'd be like, oh, that's a dude.
Yeah, he draws bodies weird.
He
That's
does on
probably he
some One
draw
Piece weird shit.
in yeah, man. This is probably my favorite cover, bro.
That boy
With X
sleep.
Man. But yeah, you know, I still appreciate it. You know, even the art that gets the most slack. You know what I'm saying? I still try to appreciate it. I think I showed y'all
Cable,
these already. Cable and the Hulk. I think
Cable is what we wanted Cyclops to be,
man,
but they didn't want to change his. They didn't want to change his character.
don't mention Cyclops. I do not like Cyclops.
I told you, boy, man, watch your mouth about those summers, man.
I do not
You're gonna
like
have to watch
Cyclops.
your. Maybe you got to watch your mouth when it comes to the original summers, man.
I only fuck with that nigga when him and Wolverine was hooping, bro. That's the only time I fuck with Summers, bro, is when him and Wolverine was hooping.
Wolverine popped the ball.
On the nigga, right, on the niggas. Like, but yo, them my cable runs, man. Go ahead, man. Thank you for, you know what I'm saying, let me show you and unveiling my haul, brother. And I hope y'all go and get those too. Get that Vader, get that Spawn, get that Radiant Black. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
And always come in, share y'all shit on the show too. Y'all can always share it in the comments.
mine's is modern day. We starting off with that Planet Hulk getting ready to come in.
Mm-hmm. They bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. We getting that X Men Red #8. I haven't read it yet,
That shit
but
is going. That shit is crazy for real. That
I'm
man.
I'm just more cable.
That man.
Getting ready to go under there. We're getting. I like. I don't know. I just this. It seemed like this art was different for me. I didn't. The art felt weird to me, but we getting to go into that Black Panther 11. Still a good run. I'm still enjoying it. I know people be like, "Well, what?" But this is
I enjoy it.
this Black Panther is getting into this is more of Avengers than an actual like Panther. And
This Panther run and the last run, really have been humbling series for my man T'Challa.
I like this issue because of the spoiler at the end that I don't want to show y'all. But when I said about the art is like I didn't care for like how T'Challa right there looked like a
Yeah.
totally different person there. And then
Mm-hmm.
again he looks different there. It's like your dude, the person can't draw angles or something. It's like every panel is like it's a different dude. and it's like he got a fade on one panel and then a taper on another one, and then on that panel he got a full head of hair. It's like,
Right. Like no lineup, no fade, and nothing.
what happened? Like, but then on the next panel he got the fade. Then on the panel under that he got the taper. It's like these are different people.
Inconsistencies, brother. Only my nigga will catch some shit like that.
I pay attention to details, man. Started back up. My Dark Knights of Steel, Tom Taylor, area
The
12.
fire, the
Started back up,
fire.
and yes, I'm here for it.
Shit is
Uh,
fire, dog.
I'm here for the rewind of some of these DC 90s homage covers that they're doing. Like that Harley Quinn up there, that's probably the only one I'm getting. I might grab the
Action
Black
comics,
Adam and
bro.
Nightwing, but
Action comics, bro, be fire, dog. That shit never. It can get slow. That's when that shit has filler. You know what I'm saying? Like these comics been running they in the thousands, dog. So yeah, you got your filler issues. You know what I'm saying? But the story keep going. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just
That's why I like action comics, bro.
I wanted
Batman
to.
too.
Have you read this issue of Dark Knight still? Are you reading Dark Knight still?
I am. I haven't read that one yet.
All right, I'm gonna
I have to
open it up.
catch
Then
up.
I can show you that, so make you go read it.
Yeah, man. That's the picture I saw that made me was like, oh shit, about to get real. I was like, did Joker have a lantern ring?
Joker flying around with a lantern ring.
That is unfucking fair. His
What?
willpower is retarded, man.
What? The amount of will that man has in his body.
Like
Look,
what? How does he even like? How does that even manage fail safe?
Zardesky's Batman, people, is
Hey,
peak Batman right now.
failsafe is one of the craziest inventions I think I've seen in DC in a minute. This shit is like up there with Ultron's for real. You know what I'm saying? Like not mega. You know what I'm saying? Like Ultimate Ultron and shit, but like Ultron.
No.
You feel me? Them like that failsafe catching everybody. Man. Don't be.
Where is it at?
I ain't gonna spoil it, but y'all need to go read that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna spoil it, but where was it? Where was it? I ain't gonna spoil it. Yeah, I found it, but I ain't gonna spoil it. Then my favorite read of the week, that Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo #1.
Man, hold on. You like it? So it's good?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the grittiness of it. I enjoyed the art and how grimy the art was of it.
I like that first page though. I like the way that first page drawn.
I like how
Yeah, I like the
yeah,
art. I like
I
that
like
art.
the art a lot. I like how, like I said, how just gritty and like raw it is, like straight to the point. Like take myself very serious. I'm not for no nonsense type of deal. I enjoy it because of that. Like
Okay,
a
I'm
lot.
gonna have to pick that up.
Like
I'm
when
having.
Joker show up, the standing there, the smile.
Oh, this nigga.
Like I like it's this is yeah. This is this is a nice. This is nice.
Yeah, man, I gotta go cop that. I gotta go cop that.
Then I grabbed Damn Them All.
Mm,
It's by
I
Boom
am not hip.
Studios.
I'm
By
not
Boom
hip.
Studios. And long story short, so like a detective agency for uh Demon World, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And a little more not supernatural like Hellboy, but straightforward demonic type of deal. Like, this is some demonic stuff going on, and we're the ones that investigated and solved the mysteries and crimes and stuff that are tied to demonic activity.
Okay. I'm gonna have
Almost like
to
the
probably. I'm gonna try to
CSI of
read issue
Demon
one.
World.
I'm gonna get issue 1. I'm gonna get issue 1. See
Now,
what it's hitting for.
I read my King Spawn, of course, you people, y'all know I picked it up, issue 16. But it was a part here that just had me laugh because of how he looks in here. And we got a friend named Amar, whom I was like, man, what the hell is he doing in my Spawn book? There you go. I was like, what the hell is Amar doing in my Spawn book back there, man? I was like, man, that's how he look. If you throw hair back on Amar, have you seen a picture of Amar with hair? You throw hair on him,
No.
that's what he looked like. I'm like, man, what the hell is he doing in my book?
Hey, he gonna see this video and gonna laugh at that shit.
But then, listen, man, look, I like the little thing where they be doing the fan art in the back. Some of these
hmm
fan artists got some shit when
That
they
shit
come to
must be
drawing Spawn.
that shit must be exciting as fuck to find out you get your fan art put on the back of a comic book issue.
Man. But my big thing
Congratulations to them
was
people. Congrats to them people.
my boy Al Simmons SWAT
Yeah.
is boy. Woo.
People try to, you know what they try to do, you know what some of the haters try to do? They try to make it about power scaling to try to, like down my man's, you know what I'm saying? Like his stories ain't the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he just cause he's lost and shit. Nah, dog, that don't matter to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You win some, you lose some. That's the way of life. You know what I'm saying? But you stay fighting for what's right. That's what my man Al Simmons is about. You know what I'm saying? He's all about, you know what I'm saying, balance and, you know what I'm saying, reciprocity, you know what I'm saying, justice. You know, what that street justice. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's it for my haul. That's everything though. Had a nice little nothing too special. Nothing was like mind blowing. Like I said, I read the Batman and then the Joker Batman Daily Duo. I read the Damn 'em to Hell. The Damn 'em to Hell is like slow start, but overall, I was pleased with where some of these stories are going. I'm glad I kept them because I've been very picky. I've been being very picky with my reads, very picky. But
Man, my nigga.
next week we getting
Yeah.
Afro Samurai.
Yep. And it's
Can't
going
wait.
down.
Can't wait. We getting Afro Samurai next week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Ooh,
Yeah, boy.
ooh.
We yeah. It is
Y'all don't understand how many times I'm gonna read that book once I have it. The pages gonna be messed up probably day one.
man, listen. It's
I'm
it's
buying 2 copies.
it's great, you know what I'm saying, to um express the love, you know, for the things we love, man. Especially like these stories and these comics and these characters, you know, these topics, these films.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always a good thing to express ourselves. You know, it's all about, you know, everyone's opinion matters, man. You know, but I do feel like credit does need to still be given, even if you don't like some shit. I don't like some. I didn't like a few movies. Like I didn't like Halloween. I didn't like Beast. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like.
I didn't like Beast. I didn't like
Yeah, I
Beast
didn't
with
like.
the
I didn't
lion.
like Beast.
He jumped on that for a check.
Yeah, I ain't like
He
that
jumped
movie.
on there for a check. I was like, this lion different. Y'all telling me a lion doing this?
Right, this is
And
a
he going
Terminator
ham too.
lion. This is a
He going
Terminator
right,
lion.
right. That's what I said. Like this whole robotic ass lion.
Right, and he fighting it. Terrible CGI.
This lion know he CGI and he fighting. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it just wasn't a good
Halloween
film.
ends. Halloween ends. I enjoyed it. I like
The
Halloween ends.
you gotta enjoy it for the slash and you know what I'm saying, for the kills, you got to. They
My
never
only
fail at
out.
that.
My only outlet. Well, for me, one was the return of Jamie Lee Curtis. Then, Nick and James, the two pioneers who first donned the Michael Myers mask. For them two both to be in it was also good, but they're old. You got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
James is the youngest. He's 60. He's in his 60s. Jamie
Mm-hmm.
Lee Curtis and Nick are both like pushing 70. Nick is 75. So it was like I enjoyed it for what it was. I love that they gave him one of his iconic kills. They paid a lot of homages to a lot of the other movies. My only downside with the movie was he just needed to go out a different way. If you was gonna completely end him and completely give us closure on the series and set in stone that he's dead and he's gone, kill him a different way. That was my only out. Don't kill him the way they did it. They need to, when it comes to Blu-ray, they need to give us an alternative ending where maybe he kills Jamie Lee Curtis or they just kill him in a whole different way. Give me something different.
I thought the writing was completely terrible. I personally think the person who wrote that film, it was not a fan of Michael Myers.
I can see that.
That's
I
just
can see
my
that.
personal opinion. I listen. This is just my logic. There's no way that you are so durable towards trauma weaponry, but your body is decaying to nature. It just doesn't speak compelling to me. So you're telling me, so back in the day, I forgot which Michael Myers, which Halloween film it was. It was a film that basically had spoke towards him being cursed, you know what I'm saying, by some type of demon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you expound on that?
Because people didn't like that because it was random and it was out of the blue. It was like,
I
oh well,
mean, what else?
the reason he can't die was because of a cult that summoned the demon that possessed him. And it was like,
I mean, they could have made it better. I'm just saying, like, expound on it, make it better. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what else? What other explanation can we give for how Michael Myers is the way he is? Well, like, what else? What other explanation can we give
my theory that I
besides
always went
some shit
on
like that?
was and two I had two theories. Adrenaline, like a high level of an adrenaline. Hold on.
Fuck out of
Hold
here.
on. Listen, no, let me finish.
Okay,
A
okay,
high
okay. I
level,
got you.
a high level of adrenaline, and I don't know the name of the disease or the condition because I know it's a real
Yeah, I
one
do know what you're talking
where
about.
you don't feel pain like at all.
When
So
you in that mode, when you in
yeah,
that mode.
no, like
Mhm.
at all. Like you're born with the it's like a condition that some people have
Oh,
rare, where you're born and
got you,
you're unable to feel pain like at all. Period.
got you.
In my theory, I've always come up had that theory that he has that condition where he just can't feel pain, and you combine that with the adrenaline thing, which they did show the adrenaline thing in this movie, where when he got his first kill in it after 4 years, he had an adrenaline rush from it. You know, so it was like I get adrenaline is a hell of a thing, and maybe getting
Yeah,
stabbed, you know, in certain locations and stuff like that where they're missing vital organs and stuff like that, or getting hit in the back or head or having certain falls, your adrenaline can keep you going from stuff like that. But when you start getting to the play where you got shot in the chest 6 times, it's like ain't nothing in the chest but lungs and heart. You just like with 6 bullets, you missed all 6 of them. You know,
right, right, right.
it's like now you
That,
starting to get in the way.
that's what I'm
And
saying. Like,
there,
dude, this is a
he was
demon, man. Like,
he was decaying to nature because you got to think that was over a 4 year span where dude had already been shot. He been stabbed. He was shot. He got jumped by the townsfolk,
yeah,
and he got set on fire.
man, come on, man. Then he killed all of
He did
them.
kill all of them. He did kill all of them. This is true.
Like,
But
come on, man. There
and
gotta
you
be a
got to think
better explanation, man.
he coming up. He was coming up there in age. He was damn near as old as she
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
You know,
Nigga
so
is old, man, but goddamn it, he ran through a goddamn.
listen.
Dude
My
has been
only
running through the same town for 50 years. Ah!
I'd have been left.
That town would be deserted in real life, dog.
I got the
Where
fuck
is
out.
this nigga? Where
I
is
would
this nigga, bro?
Get the fuck off. They still there. He kept the property rate low as hell.
Oh my god, man!
He done murdered
But you
somebody in
gotta.
every house on that entire street. And everybody was paying good. Everybody renting shit was low as hell.
You'd have thought this nigga was from Elm Street, dog. Like that's the nightmare, bro. Like the
Man,
fuck, this nigga every Halloween, bro. But you gotta love Michael Myers, bro. You gotta love Halloween. It's a
my
holiday
only
classic.
my only takeaway that I was so pleased with, and I was over the hill with it. And before we get out, we just hit an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I was so pleased with the fact that they did not show his face. I was beyond happy. I was like, if y'all gonna really end this, don't show his face.
Yeah,
Y'all
well,
haven't
yeah,
showed his face, really.
right,
I
right.
mean, the kid stuff don't count from the Rob Zombies movies. Those
Yeah,
don't really count.
yeah. Those don't count.
Originality stuff,
But those are
y'all
classics, though.
y'all didn't show. The Rob Zombie ones are probably my favorites. Y'all didn't show. The only reason I say Rob Zombie is probably my favorite is because that he's actually like genuinely scary in that. Like Michael Myers is genuinely scary in those ones. They didn't show his face. I was pleased with it because I get tired of Leatherface putting on a new face, Ghostface taking his off, Jason taking his off. Mike, to some degree, he opened the door for original slashers. So yes, don't take the mask off. And I was happy that they didn't. They took it off, but they didn't show his face. And I was so pleased with that.
Like I said, man, and even in the films we don't like, you have to appreciate some of the things that were done right. So even though I feel like the movie was terrible, there were some things in the film that they did do right. Like the slashing, the kills, I enjoyed every one of them. I laughed at almost every one of them. So when I laugh, that's how you know I enjoy a kill in the slasher film. So it was definitely enjoyable in that aspect, but when it comes to the story though, it was more than what I didn't want. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of went all the way left to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just went to, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, there were aspects like not showing his face, you know what I'm saying? The adrenaline rush part, you know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that, you know, saying that did see, like, okay, maybe the motherfucker did do a little studying, but they didn't know the character for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect after all these years, and then after the last Halloween movie, you kind of take some of the advice from the people and try to, you know what I'm saying, get somebody who's really a fan of this and really put an exclamation mark on this shit.
Bringing back the comics. I would love for after this they bring back the comics.
Bring right the hack and slash.
If you done with the movies, bring Halloween to the comics. Bring it back to comics. Bring it here. Bring Michael Myers to me. Give us Jason versus Michael Myers in the comic books, and we can never have it on screen. Give us Michael Myers versus Jason in the book.
Give us the goddamn slasher horror verse tournament y'all was talking about giving us 10 years ago. I want to see that shit. I want to see every horror and slasher in history to have a battle royale, and I want to see it.
They gave people a celebrity deathmatch in the 90s. They ain't doing it.
Man, they need to do something like that.
They're not
horror
doing that. Nah, man, it's too many copyright laws. Nah, copyright
you
back
right.
then wasn't like what it is now.
Right, you right. It's too much money to be made in fiction and all that shit now, and all these comics and video games and all that. Now everybody like it now, so yeah, there's way more money in it. You right.
Yep.
But yeah, man, we gonna cut it. We don't got no more time, man. But we gonna do that show though. We gonna do a show this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Just to let y'all know, so anybody who's tuned in, it's gonna be we're gonna do it on Saturday around the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Follow, share, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But don't forget, love yourself, love your family. Don't stress about the shit you can't control. And thank you, brother, for for being on the show with me, man, and unveiling your haul with us, man. But peace,
Always,
everybody.
always.
But peace, brother, and have a good night. Everybody, you too. Love y'all, man. All right, brother.
Night, everybody. Later, later.